Hello guys, welcome back and welcome to my 12-week recovery update. I have made it to the 3-month mark, so now I feel like I am halfway to the halfway point of this full recovery. Have to keep reminding myself it's a long process and it hasn't really been that long. But today I wanted to go over a couple of updates on some things that have been happening the last few weeks in terms of my dentist, orthodontist, a couple of new things I've been trying to help with the recovery, as well as give an update on my workouts and my strength training program, and some of the other things that I'm going to be tracking going forward that relate to my overall health and some of these longer term health issues that I've been dealing with for a long time, and how I'm going to be kind of measuring or taking note of things going forward throughout this recovery to see if any of them are impacted from the jaw surgery. So my first update is that my orthodontist has gotten the okay from my surgeon to begin doing orthodontic treatment again. So we had sent over the updated scans that we took a couple of weeks ago. They wanted to take a look at those and make sure that everything looked good and was healing properly. And they said everything looks fine so that we can go ahead and start the orthodontic treatment again. So I will be seeing my orthodontist in a couple of weeks to get that going, and definitely excited to get that started and kind of feel like I'm moving forward on something and not just sort of waiting and stretching out this time period. And hopefully then I also will be able to get kind of an updated plan and timeline of how much longer I'll need to have the braces and kind of what we need to do to get everything into the right place. I think from what I was told before surgery, it should be maybe 6 months of orthodontics afterwards, but I'll just double check with my orthodontist and kind of find out what the long-term plan is and how we get from here to there. I also saw my dentist again and will be needing to get a root canal on this discolored front tooth because it hasn't shown any improvement at this point. She did say I would need to do a root canal, but because I still can't open my mouth super wide and I can't really hold it open for very long without it getting really fatigued, we're gonna wait another month until we do that root canal. Since the tooth is not bothering me at all right now and it doesn't really show any signs of having an issue at the moment, she was fine with waiting a little bit longer, letting me heal a little bit more so that hopefully that whole process will be a little bit easier. I'll be able to open my mouth wide enough for her to do the procedure and not be super uncomfortable. So that will be happening in about 4 to 5 weeks from now, and I also will be looking forward to getting that tooth back and kind of back to normal color so that I'm not sort of noticing it all the time, and just hoping that that whole process will go pretty easily. It sounds like it shouldn't be a big deal, but yeah, have a root canal to look forward to in the next couple of weeks. One other thing that I've been noticing over the past maybe a week or two is that I had a lot more sort of pain, I guess, and achiness in my jaw. It kind of felt like my teeth were sore, but I really think it was coming more from my jaw because I really noticed it along the bottom and kind of back behind my back molars, which is where they actually made the incision and screwed in the big plate back there. So I think it's probably just because of getting more nerve function back and everything kind of having more feeling, that I'm probably gonna have some ups and downs in terms of pain at times or just discomfort. It's not really pain, it just kind of is like a dull ache. And it kind of has felt like it's been 2 steps forward, 1 step back, because I would go for maybe a week or several days where everything felt super comfortable. I didn't have any head or neck pain or tension, and I just felt okay, this is great, kind of over that hump. And then all of a sudden, my mouth would start to hurt and my jaw would kind of ache, and then my head and neck would get tight and just everything would start to hurt. And that will last for a couple days, and then it'll kind of go away, and it kind of has been repeating that pattern. So I do feel like I'm making progress overall, just I have these moments of time where, something just kind of gets triggered a little bit and I'll feel sort of uncomfortable for maybe a couple of days, and hoping that over time that will start to just lessen or maybe go away completely as the rest of the inflammation goes down and as kind of the feeling totally comes back, and just going to keep on tracking that and see what sort of progress happens over time. There also are 2 things that I started doing more recently to help with the recovery process. One was doing some IV nutrient therapy, and that is exactly as it sounds. It's literally just an IV of a bunch of nutrients like B vitamins, vitamin C, calcium, magnesium. There might be a couple other things that I'm forgetting, but I did 4 sessions of these IVs, and my naturopath had recommended that I give this a try following my surgery, just as a way to kind of make sure that I'm getting a ton of nutrients to help with that recovery, like if I'm kind of depleted after the surgery. And it can also be kind of like a good immune boost. And then we also were kind of using it to see if I would notice anything in terms of my overall energy level, since fatigue is something that I have struggled with for a long time. We thought it would be interesting to see not only if it could help me post-surgery with the recovery process, but also maybe be beneficial for my overall energy level. I did notice that on the days that I did the IV therapy, I felt like I did get an energy boost for the rest of that day and sometimes into the next day as well. It wasn't something that I felt like lasted a super long time, or like since I've done these 4 sessions that like something has changed. But I do feel like it probably was a good thing to do, because given that, like especially right after the surgery and for a while after, like my diet was kind of limited, my body might be just needing a little bit extra support. So did those 4 sessions. It might be something that I revisit again in the future, but for now, just gonna keep on moving forward and sort of see how everything continues to recover. One other thing that I've been trying the last couple of weeks is doing a little bit of lymphatic drainage massage. So a friend gave me this gua sha tool, which is basically just to help, it's like a kind of facial massage tool, and you kind of follow a certain pattern. I just watched a couple of YouTube videos, and it kind of, you go like towards the lymph nodes, and you're trying to kind of like move fluid and inflammation away from your face and kind of help it drain. So it's super simple. It only takes a few minutes. I've just been doing it a couple of times a week just to see if it would help with any of the residual inflammation. And I wouldn't say that I've noticed anything drastic, but I feel like it can't hurt. So I'll just keep trying it for a while, and hopefully it's doing something, even if I don't totally notice it right away. When it comes to the gym and my workouts, that has been going really well. I've been really happy with my progress in the gym and how strong I've been feeling. So that's been pretty cool. In the past, I felt like I had a lot of ups and downs in terms of how much energy or strength I felt like I had. And some days would feel really good, and other days would just feel like super, super hard, which some of that obviously is normal just from day to day, but it felt like just sometimes like my body couldn't even function or get through a workout. And for the past couple of weeks, I just felt like I've been able to make some really good progress, actually like add some weight onto my lifts, and have felt like I'm recovering really well, and just been really happy with that so far. Obviously it's still pretty early. I've only been really, kind of pushing on the strength training for maybe, 4 to 6 weeks now at this point, but happy with the progress so far, and really looking forward to continuing to track that and see where I can go in the next few months. Some of the other things that I will be tracking going forward relate more to my overall health and kind of my long-term health history, dealing with some chronic fatigue, brain fog, low hormones, and some ongoing gut issues. And all this stuff has been going on for almost probably 10 years now. And like I said in some of my past videos, like I've been working a lot with doctors and naturopaths and different specialists on all of this, and I have made a lot of progress from where I started 10 years ago, but has still been really kind of stuck in this place of just sort of general fatigue, often having a lot of brain fog. My hormone levels are all still quite low. Like I am on medication for thyroid, estrogen, and progesterone. I haven't had a period in over 5 years, and before that I had one for maybe like 2 years, but before that it was another 5 years. So that's really been kind of an issue. And gut health, nothing super intense there, but I've just always had some like underlying little gut issues that kind of come and go. So those are all some of the things that I'm really looking to keep tracking moving forward, to see, does whatever we did with this jaw surgery have any impact on those things? And obviously there won't be like a direct connection between jaw surgery and all of these health issues, but I do think that there could be some connection and some sort of trickle-down effect from, you know, things like having this bigger airway now and knowing that I'm getting better oxygen. I'm gonna be tracking my sleep and actually using a little device to do kind of like a mini sleep study in the next couple of weeks. This is something that I did with my dentist prior to surgery as well. So we have kind of a pre-surgery measure of a couple of nights of sleep, and then I will be repeating it again next month to see any difference. So I'm super curious to see if my sleep quality or sleep quantity has changed. And I think that could have a huge impact over time, obviously with things like the fatigue and maybe the brain fog, but also if that means that my body is just kind of able to function better and able to recover more, that could ultimately affect things like my hormones or my gut health, or maybe being able to chew and eat a little bit better. That could also affect some of the gut issues potentially. So those are all things I'm really going to be looking to track moving forward. Just keep taking note of like how I'm feeling day to day, any of the sort of protocols or strategies that I try moving forward, how do they affect me? And as this healing process continues, what am I noticing in terms of my bigger health picture, any changes that are coming up? Really just want to keep documenting what is happening so I can really tell like what is working, what's not working, and what difference this whole surgery process might make in the long run. So that is my 12-week recovery update. In my next couple of videos, I am going to talk a little bit more about things that I have tried in the past, kind of how I've gotten from where I started really in kind of a bad place with the fatigue to where I was kind of before the surgery, things that helped, things that maybe didn't help so much, what I'm going to be trying in the future, and kind of how I'm going to be looking for this surgery and recovery process to potentially contribute to my overall health. And we'll also still be continuing to update on specifically the jaw and how things are going there with the orthodontics and the dentist and everything else. So hopefully if you have been watching this far, that you'll continue to stick with me on this journey. I really appreciate all the support and that you guys have continued to watch. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, or you can subscribe down below if you would like to be notified when new videos come up. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you guys soon in my next update. A friend gave me this gua sha tool, which is just basically like a massage tool, and you kind of use it to like follow the lymphatic, whatever it is,